There's not a conviction, so I can't say for sure.
Well, I'm not talking about conviction. I'm asking general questions right now. The president under the last organization, is he the same president today?
No.
Okay. The vice president before, is he the same vice president today?
No.
The treasurer before, is he the same treasurer now?
No.
The secretary, are they the same or different? Okay. So what you're telling us is there is a completely different set of officers, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. That's all my questions for now. Moving back to the country.
Follow-up question.
I think part of it was already mentioned, and that was attack on the overall organization and all its members made by Mr. Hudson is, I don't know where he's posturing for, either assembly again or maybe even the governorship, but the thing is, I think it's wrong. No, it was one individual in this organization that has disgraced the name of the Boosters founders.
Yes.
Joe Nelson and Gertrude Knox. One person. And when an organization hits a bump in the road like this, through deception, many of them just fail and walk away. That's not what's happening here because of how important police and fire boosters have been with Sioux City. Every time the police or fire department needed something and the budget did not have it, the boosters were there. The last number I recall was in excess of $150,000 that has been donated to the city. It can be correct, but I know it was up there during one of the last reports in the last several years. The thing is, the new leadership of this organization is going to keep in name the intent of the founders. And it sounds like they really do believe that fiscal safeguards are a critical part of this organization. Now, Mr. Hudson has a tendency to scorch earth, anything he doesn't like. And so I really am very upset. I shouldn't be, disappointed in Mr. Hudson's attack, but that's typical of him recently, and I don't quite understand why he wants to attack an organization that he was a part of. That's the scorched earth.
Well, it's unfortunate that Mr. Hudson revealed information that is provided in the closed session by our city attorney, which is a direct violation of the law. You can talk about something, we can talk about things that are public.
This is getting better.
That under confidentiality in a closed session of city council members.
Mr. Hudson.
Okay, so there's a case before the DA, it's public knowledge, and so are the public records, first of all. Second of all, he asked if the whole guard had been changed. Okay, not some of the guard, they might have changed seats. We want to make sure the management is there. I'm asking for accountability, I'm asking for transparency. The name of the Sioux City is there, okay? It's for the police department. If you can't trust the law enforcement officers in your city, I mean, who can you trust? The question becomes one of transparency and accountability. Officer Healy said that we've thrown to the other nonprofits the 4th of July fireworks sales. Well, the fact is we can't just be fair on one thing. We have to be fair on all things. All right? I thought this issue was addressed many years ago, and it wasn't. The fact is if we're going to give a single franchise to people, we need to make sure it's accountable and transparent. It's a process. That's the first thing. The second thing is that if it reflects poorly on the city, maybe the city ought not to do it. All right? I was a fire and police booster. I sold tickets and I worked here, and I had a good time doing it, and I worked my butt off. As did you, Sam, as did Mike Segala, and as did Jane Day. We all worked at this. We were all told it was for a noble cause, and we all bought into it. And then we find out, we were instructed by our lawyer not to associate, not to go there, do not associate. We get a letter in the mail. Holy cow, we're reorganizing you, we're inviting you to come. But we've been advised, don't come.
I know, Mike, you shouldn't say that because that was brought up.
Well, wait a minute.
Don't come up here and preach the law and violate the law by your own counsel.
The council will now make discussion unless Mr. Hudson wants to ask a question to be answered by your group. There will be no further scheme. Right now, do you have questions to raise?
No questions.
Okay, so you can.
He was told him to
Thank you.
shut up.
Go ahead, Mr. Hudson.
Okay, so it's about transparency in this process. And we're not just fair with most things. We need to be fair in all things. That's a big deal. All right? And it's a little bit, it's nice to be up here at the 4th of July. That's a terrific thing. But let's be fair about it. Let's put it out there. Let's have a process. Maybe we can't do it this year, but we certainly can do it next year. That's one of the things that the chief has mentioned. It's not about supporting the police and fire. It's about a nonprofit that we all donated to, that we all gave to, that we all worked for. And holy cow, there's a transparency problem. And before it becomes a city problem, we need to address it. And that's what we need to do. And it needs to be accountable. And whatever we do today, I hope that we ask for financial statements that are on the reporting of income and loss and things like that, so that we have a motive of security when we put our name, the city's name, on this. And B, that there's a transparency there where other groups don't feel like we've taken advantage of them, or we've got a good old boys deal with this. We need to be very clear that it needs to be fair. Fair and transparent, needs to be accountable. Those financials need to come to us. That's all about it. Thank you.
Moving back to Lori.
I believe that transparency is a good thing, that a formal process. I'm always going to side with a formal process as a previous auditor. I think that's a good thing. I definitely am for, in the future, I'm going to give two separate comments, something for this year and something for next year. In the future, I think we definitely have to have a formal process to how we select the group and a formal contract with the group. I think that we cannot get by with, well, it's a verbal agreement for anything that anyone's doing on behalf of, or, I mean, if we had any other vendor, I mean, really what it is having a vendor for our beer gardens, we would have a formal contract with them. So that I think is very important. As far as this year, I will admit I'm a bit perplexed about this year. I think our staff entered into a verbal agreement with an organization to do something they had historically done. I believe that in February, when we approved to have the event and we knew that there was a beer garden, if we wanted to change it for this year, that was really the appropriate time to bring it up versus bringing it a few months later in May where we can't do much with it. I am concerned about the issues within the organization, although there's been a reorganization, and I wasn't sure if this was clarified, whether, I know the same officers don't hold the same seats, but whether the officers combined were there previously and are now still there, because there is checks and balances within an organization. And when you have an officer of the organization allegedly embezzling or taking money or missing money, that's a bigger deal than, let's say, an employee or a volunteer. But that provides concern for me. So I do think it's something that we have to look at for next year, and I'll be honest, I'm still not sold on what to do this year.
Can I mention something?
We'll make another round, but I'll take my shot now. Well, up to today, and until today, I've really been pleased with the financial and in-kind donations of our police department and fire department. Boosters, people have been contributing to our fire and police departments in the city. And I really appreciate all the efforts that they've been doing. I know it's hard work. I am also pleased that there is a new set of officers and that there seems to be just a single person alleged to have absconded the money, which, if you consider, probably you can say directly is probably city's money also. but I understand that the main purpose of the organization is to accumulate funds and to give it to the fire and police department. So indirectly, the city has a stake in the safety of that money. And it pleases me that for some reason, and hopefully it is true, that only a single person did not do the right thing. Well, Chief, can you put the page where you say we can do this or we can do that or something? That's the realistic option. There you go. So you're looking at the bullet that says either maintain the status quo or eliminate the operation. I will not support eliminating the operation of the beer garden. That doesn't make sense. It is a money-making thing. It's done safely. It generates funds that are really needed by our two departments and funds that our general fund, whether you like to accept it or not, cannot really subsidize. And initiating a new program for July 4th in 2014, that's something that I might be open to, but we are facing the problem right now, and we cannot run away from a commitment, even if it's verbal. Even if it's a verbal commitment, it's been going on for years. It's like common law, you know? It's like homestead. So they have a right to do that, and besides, even if we decide to change course, it will not happen anyway, because it takes time and preparation. So my suggestion is that we keep the status quo with the caveat that it's not too late to put it in writing if that's what needs to be done. We're just confirming it. With the minor addition that I would like to request the Boosters Association to, at least after the event, to submit to us even a half-page or a one-page statement stating how much sales proceeds was collected, how much expenses were paid, and how much net income went to the books. That's the kind of middle ground that I would like to look at.
That would be exactly what I need. I need to see that accountability. And I want to see the boosters again thrive in the future. But it's been a rough patch. By the way, we didn't have a chance. We, as a council, did not make a policy decision on the 4th of July vendor. We just passed the events calendar. That's what the staff's talking about.
No, I haven't seen that.
Okay, I didn't know if that nuance came out. I hope that the fire and police boosters get together and we get the books and things like that. But I think that it's a cautionary tale also. So, thank you, Mr. Mayor.
I want to see you there on the 4th of July. I want to see you there on the waterfront whenever the city needs you. And I want to see you continue to donate 100% of the revenues that are gained to the city of Sioux City Police and Fire Departments to meet their needs. I have been proud to be with the Boosters. I knew Gertrude Lutz, and I worked very closely with Joe Nelson, very close friends. And when I first heard of it, I was very disappointed because somebody disgraced their name. And so the fact that you have picked it up, it wasn't in pieces yet, thank God, that you have turned around and you are ready to move forward. And I think you're moving forward with the same energy as we did years ago. So you're going to be getting my support on this and continue in the direction, because 100% return, you can't beat it. You can't beat it. And the cost of police and fire, how would you say, auxiliary items, sundry items, is not cheap anymore. Just turn out. I know how much it costs. only because I was a fireman chief, not because I wasn't a police officer, because I was a fireman. So, Mr. Mayor, I think that asking them if it would be all right as a 501c3, if they would like to give you that information, I think that that's not an unreasonable request. And I think that it doesn't even have to be public, because no other 501c3 can be just in our package. So that we know. We don't make this request on other 501c3 unless we're a partner, such as the DID. So, Mr. Mayor, it's not a bad idea. Thank you very much.
And further discussion, so in summary, direction the staff is just keep it like a status quo, to have a quick written one-page agreement that they are hereby authorized to do what they've done in the past, at least for this July 2013, with the additional condition to please submit a half-page or one-page statement of the finances for that particular date. And then at some time in the future, we will discuss if there is still any desire to discuss opening it to other nonprofits. Are we agreed on that?
Mr. Mayor, may I suggest if we're going to do this, that we can bring a resolution back sometime in October?
Yes.
And then, if at all possible, we'll run this and the fireworks lottery process side by side for the board, which means advertising in January and moving on from there.
That's not what's being asked. That's not what's being asked, Chief. The mayor is on track on a single track. You've thrown that into another track and another totally different situation. And I prefer that it not be done. I think that we need to follow up as soon as possible after the 4th of July with that report that the mayor wishes. Okay? But that is not the same as what the mayor is asking for right now, and I would not support that.
Well, let me repeat what I said then, because my English is not too good. We are going ahead with the July 2013 based on the fact that the boosters are authorized. In addition, as a security, we want a one-pager sign that we actually authorize them in writing to do this for July 2013, and that they will submit a one-page financial statement for the event. In addition, if there is desire in the council for the one starting in 2014, we will start the process early. And that's what I said.
And just to clarify, the distinction is that we would bring this back as a discussion and direction item. You have this discussion and we figure out if you want to do it right. The interpretation was that the fire chief was saying, we'll bring it forward to do a process. We would have this same item.
Wait a minute. I thought we were going to go to a transparent process next year.
That's what we're doing for next year.
We are going to a transparent, so there will be a resolution.
We would have to vote on that, right? Well, hold on, let me add the first part this year, 2013. The mayor has proposed that we have a formal agreement with the Sassoon City Police and Fire, the Boosters Club, for this year, and that they provide a written statement of their a formal financial statement at the end of it. But I would like to add that a part of that agreement is that in the writing it says that 100% of the proceeds from the beer garden would then be donated to the fire and police department based on, whatever, however you guys come up to how much gets what or what. But that's a part of the agreement as well. But it's not.
I agree.
And then the other clarifier, which I hear both ways, is, I do think we need a transparency, Mike, as I understand it, you're for, you can correct me if I'm wrong, that we don't initiate a new program, that the police and fire continues to do it, but with under contract.
No.
That we're not, I'm sorry, not, Councilmember Segala. I should have referred to you as the proper title. So Councilmember Segala, are you saying that you are not for initiating a new program, that you are for keeping with the same tradition of using the Boosters Club or with the formal contracting here?
I'm saying that what the mayor stated, what the mayor has stated should not be linked to the fireworks process.
Yes.
But that there will be another discussion as to we want to deal with this particular project. It is two different directions, two different paths, and that's what I am saying, because that's what I interpret from Mayor saying.
So I think we have that
Wait a
discussion.
second.
That would be a different discussion anyway. But we have a problem right now. We want to solve this problem now. I don't want to be engaged in a discussion until 12 on something that we have already agreed upon. Other problems in the future, we have enough time to deal with them. So the motion on the floor is what I have just stated. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Is this a motion item or is this consent? You made a request.
Discussion and direction. I think if everyone wants to discuss it,
Yeah.
So is there a consensus?
Yes.
All right. Moving on to the next item.